Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week's video is a little different. I am sharing a Facebook Live that I recently did about tackling imposter syndrome as an entrepreneur and creator and how to overcome self-doubt. I had a lot of people in my audience reach out to me after this live saying how helpful it was to them. So I really wanted to just share it here on YouTube for any of you who may have missed it. This is not my typical highly edited YouTube video, but rather just me talking live about how to handle self-doubt and fear as you build your online business. I hope you enjoy it. Here you go. Okay, how are you guys? I hope you're doing good today. Today, I wanted to come on here live and talk a bit about entrepreneurs and self-doubt before our challenge coming up. Specifically, I want to touch on imposter syndrome when it comes to building an online business and creating digital products. So if right now, as we go through this, there's a little voice inside your head feeding you thoughts like, okay, I've heard about creating digital products to make money with my platform, but I just don't think I'm ready. Would someone really pay me for my knowledge, right? Have any of you thought this? Maybe you're thinking, I don't have anything of value to share, or like who am I to be doing this, right? I know there are a lot of you out there that are thinking this now, because a lot of you have reached out to me and have said these exact same things. And if you aren't thinking these things yet, as you get into the creation process and going to sell your product, it's likely these thoughts are going to come up. So first and foremost, I want you to know that it's 100% normal to have these doubts, especially when you are starting something new. I think most creators, including myself, we've experienced these doubts in our entrepreneurial journey. Imposter syndrome, it's a very real and specific form of self-doubt that can arise frequently. Like it's a daily battle, especially with high achievers. It's something that I think the majority of entrepreneurs have to really work on daily. I know I definitely do. But the important thing is that you recognize this self-doubt and this negative thinking when it happens and reframe it though. So let's talk a little bit about that. If you're saying to yourself, would someone really pay me for my knowledge? The answer is 100% yes. I'm living proof of this, and so are hundreds of thousands of other successful digital product creators out there who are making a living doing this. People are busy, right? Like everyone's busy. They don't have time to search the internet and scan hundreds of blog posts or YouTube videos and then try to piece all the information together. Most people want the result fast and they are willing to pay for it. Of course, there's going to be those that will spend months trying to piece everything together for free. You know, they're not realizing that time is money, and you don't want to work with those people anyway. These are the same people that are going to end up in the same place 3 months, 3 years down the line. But there are hundreds of thousands of smart people willing to pay for that clear step-by-step path from someone who has been there that will that'll save them days, months, years of time. Plus, I think something that's really important to remember, really important, is that people don't value free, okay? They show up very differently for themselves depending on how much skin they have in the game. Think of yourself, okay? That's why you probably heard, or if you haven't, there's a saying that says the transformation starts with the transaction. Think about your own situation. How would you show up differently for a free program online than one where you paid $500 for it? So a free program, if you can't make it or you're not really into it, you might shrug it off. But if you invested $500, you're going to work to make sure that investment pays off, right? I think one of the secrets to my success is that I'm willing to invest in myself, and I will gladly pay for knowledge that's just bundled in one spot, handed to me, and that way I can just confidently implement it. I've bought tons of digital products. I've bought digital products related to my youngest son to help him cope with his big emotions. I've bought digital products related to meal planning. When I thought my son had a peanut allergy years ago, I've bought some educational printables and activity sheets when I was homeschooling my kids during COVID. Never again. Oh gosh, I don't even want to think about that time. I've bought party game packs for holidays for when my family gets together. I'm a working mom of 2, and I will gladly pay for a shortcut and time saved, and so will so many others. And those are the people you want to work with. I've invested $10,000 into a coaching program, and you better believe that I showed up to that every single day ready to work. So the transformation starts with the transaction, and free doesn't get you very far for so many different reasons. And we can talk about that a little bit more in the challenge. All right. So if you're saying, okay, I get that people are willing to pay, but what type of knowledge could I possibly impart? I don't have anything valuable to share that people would pay for. And I want to tell you, nope, you do. It's just a matter of figuring it out. So sometimes I think we know so much about a topic that sometimes we just assume that everyone else knows it too, but that's not the case at all. So I want you to start by making a list of your passions, your formal education, and your life experience, and brainstorm some areas. So start by making a list of your hobbies. Do you knit? Are you a runner? Maybe do you enjoy painting or photography or woodworking? Do you play a musical instrument? Do you sing? Do you garden? Do you travel? What are your passions? Are others interested in learning more about that same topic? Or what do you wish you had known about this hobby or passion when you started out? So you want to take some time to evaluate what you have learned in your formal education. Are you, maybe you're trained as a bookkeeper or a financial analyst or a plumber or a chef or a designer or a singer or a lawyer. Maybe you're a salesperson. Do you know Adobe Photoshop or Excel or another program that people might need help with? Maybe you're trained in creating legal documents or how to help other people with their finances. I don't know. What have you learned at your job? And then lastly, think of what life experiences you have. What obstacles have you had to overcome? What roles do you fill in your life? Are you a parent? Are you married? Maybe you've gone through a divorce? Do you have a health condition that you're managing? Have you overcome something challenging in your life? I mean, who hasn't done that, right? When my son was diagnosed with selective mutism, our world was flipped upside down. But eventually, I got my start in the online space, this whole business world, by turning our mess into a message and helping other parents going through the same thing. So if you're feeling like I have no knowledge to impart, I really want you to take some time before our challenge, do some brainstorming to come up with your list, and then see what would fall into a profitable category. There's 5 categories that people justify spending money on. I do dive into this in my digital product blueprint course, but quickly, these are health, wealth, time, happiness, and relationships. So once you have a topic that's profitable, then you begin the validation process, and this gets a little more down the line that I get into in my course, but this is the process that you take. All right, I'm getting a little off track there. Okay, lastly, if you find yourself thinking like more negative thoughts, like, okay, I get people will pay for my knowledge to save time, and okay, I guess I could come up with some things that could help others. I'm sure I have something, but I just don't feel like I have enough experience. Who am I to do this? I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. And if you're thinking this, I want you to start understanding that you do not need to know everything about your topic or you don't have to be the top expert in your niche or your field to help others by any means. There's very few things that you must have a degree for in order to teach others, right? Obviously, things like dealing with medical advice, that should definitely be left to those specifically trained in that area. But the majority of digital product creators don't have a degree in what they are teaching, like at all. I don't have a child psychology degree to help with the anxiety of selective mutism. I don't have a business degree to teach others. I have my bachelor's in communications and journalism. I have a master's in information science, yet I make thousands and thousands of dollars selling digital products in the parenting and the business space because of the knowledge that I have gained through my life experience. So people, I guess, let me see how it says. People love to learn from people who have been where they are, have been in their shoes, have that real life experience. I've said this before, but you don't need to be a Bobby Flay or a Rachel Ray of cooking in order to create and sell a digital product that maybe teaches parents how to cook family-friendly meals on a budget, right? Like, you only need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of who you're trying to help. And this is actually better than being that big quote unquote expert. People, because people want to know it's possible for them, and they'll pay you to save time. And I think if you recently went before someone, you're much closer to their level, you're more relatable. And the way you create your product, you're unique. No one is going to create it the same way you do. You'll put your unique spin and personality into it. So it doesn't even matter about competition. Like, competition is actually a really good thing. Yeah, where do I want to go from there? There's billions of people out there. And I think as an online creator, the great thing is you're not limited to your location, right? Like, I live in the United States, but I have clients and customers in China, New Zealand, Austria, Canada, the UK, like all over the US. It still blows my mind thinking about it, but this is a digital space. You're not stuck in your location. So if you're having any of these imposter syndrome doubts or that self-doubt, let's silence it with action, prove it wrong. I want you to, number 1, create a list of any talents, hobbies, knowledge, skills, life experiences that you have, and highlight the ones that you are passionate about, that you really want to work on. Number 2, I want you to narrow it down to your top 3. And then for those, this isn't for those in my Facebook group right now, but if you're watching the replay of this and you're not in my challenge yet, sign up at thecreativeimpact.com/challenge, where we're going to be going over how to start getting paid for your knowledge, even if you have little to no following. We're going to talk about how to create a digital product the right way. We're going to go into the 3 big mistakes to avoid. And I'm going to be imparting my knowledge on you that took me so long to learn. So it's a great opportunity. All right, guys, I hope you found this live helpful. Sorry if I rambled a little bit. I just wanted to get that out today. I can't wait to help you more in the challenge. All right, guys, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.